episode of Modern Block. Thank you for joining me today. So, I've taken this week to take in this World Cup. Appreciate it. Just bask in the glory of it, and thank you Springboks for just bringing this joy to us. It's been amazing. Before I get into it though, I would just like to say credit to England, credit to every team that's taken part in this World Cup. You are what makes this World Cup. Yes, South Africa won this time, but as a fan, I understand it. Fans can get toxic. Fans can get a little bit much when it comes to these big moments. But I understand that just as much as we love our team now and support our team, there are team times when it's down, and you've got to remember these moments when you're a fan. Understand that no team is on top forever. Some teams almost has proved that, like the All Blacks, but we'll get over that. I think that the fact of the matter is no team is on top forever. There are cycles, otherwise it would be a boring thing. So moments like this make me excited, but as South African fans, as any fan, understand that you've got to take this and realize that there will also be bad moments now, just like anything, just like a relationship. Take the good with the bad, remember the good when the bad happens, and push through, because without you, the supporters, this team couldn't be where it is today. Any team couldn't be where it is today. They need you just as much as they need the players on the field. So the 50-60 million people in South Africa backing the team really helped. And I know England, unfortunately, yes, they couldn't take it this time, but they also just showcased the quality of the sportsmen they were, and I think that's great. Getting onto quality of sportsmen, I think real credit to RWC for building the Springbok team. For one of the major reasons I think this won this World Cup is just pure gentleman performance. Winning a game lasts a week. Respect lasts a lifetime. And they embodied this for the last 2 years, not just this World Cup. They've only had 2 yellow cards in the last 2 years, and that's just outstanding. Neither of them were really cynical. There was no moments of just frustration. They understood the goal and they respected each other on the field and respected the opponent. Schalk Brits embodied that too. I would love to see him build into South African rugby and educate and teach that gentlemanly nature he's got. It was beautiful to see. But yes, let's quickly take a moment to reflect back on this World Cup and some of its amazing numbers. I mean, we had 99% attendance at the stadiums, which is showing how this was just embraced by Japan, and the quality of the tournament they brought to it, the efficiency. Almost 2 million people went to go see these games at stadiums. 1.2 almost went to go to fan zones in the country. 400,000 people flew into Japan to watch it. So it was embraced by not only Japan but the world, and that's amazing. It puts the World Cup back up there with some of the biggest tournaments in the world, and that's beautiful to see. So yeah, I think we should revel in that, and that kind of just grasp an audience. And I mean, how much I've lit up the imagination of people from many walks of life. It's beautiful. Talking about walks of life, Siya Kolisi has inspired a nation. He really has. I'm going to have a little slideshow at the end of the show, just kind of like going through, and you can see the gym from every background, people coming together, and it's beautiful to see. South Africa needs that, and I think it's so important to understand that we're a unified nation in this, and we need to respect that there are many ways to get to build a life in South Africa, many cultures, many opinions, but we're all here together now, and we have to respect that and work together to a common goal and not work against each other. And I think the Springboks showed that the combination of South African people can conquer the world. So credit to him. I think it was beautiful. Moving on to, I just want to quickly discuss, I think, the key things that gave South Africa our World Cup victory and what we can build on. And that, I think, is probably the first thing is Rassie Erasmus stuck to his guns and was like, this is my plan, I'm sticking to it. And I think credit to him, he understood that we do not have the player pool yet, the skill level yet, to compete with the likes of England and New Zealand and Australia, even some guys, of open play moving rugby yet. We do, in my opinion, have outstanding counter-attack, and we have great tries from build-up, but not yet fluid attack that comes out of nowhere. I think counter-attack in like near the opponent's half with some interesting plays in that, and I think we're getting better at it, but it still takes some time. So we've got to respect that, and sticking to your guns, I think, is a massive like commendation to Rassie. Understanding the plays you have to build to the goal you've got. I mean, you've only got so many Lego pieces to work with. To build something that actually is a masterpiece is a testament to him, and I think that's what a coach is there to do. So, well done. So yeah, defense was a massive part of it, but I think the other thing that was really interesting is how I think South Africa's got to the final and how they were able to topple the giants that are England in that final. In how, if you look at that game, probably the most interesting thing I noticed compared to their performance against New Zealand was tactically kicking. Even though Eddie Jones went again for his Ford-Farrell combination, he almost decided not to use Ford, and I think it cost him hugely. Ford hardly kicked out, especially for pressure or territory. Obviously clearing his own line, I get it, but he didn't really do it to give pressure and put us in our 20 meter. And he had some outstanding pinpoint kicks the week before, but he hardly did it this week. And I don't think it was because he didn't have any space or couldn't. I think that was tactically planned. I think Eddie Jones didn't feel he could compete there. It was not pointless competing there, and that also is testament to stuff like Rassie kind of, I think, causing England to overthink this. He understood Eddie Jones likes to taunt coaches, likes to push them to reveal secrets, and he was just like, keeping quiet, and they knew exactly what South Africa was going to bring, but I think it caused them to overthink it. The scrums obviously were very important, but interestingly, both tries coming from counter-attack, just showcasing that we are able to do that and strike out of nowhere, which is all important in the current modern game. More and more games are being won without having the ball in the hand. We see it with the Crusaders in Super Rugby. We see it, many teams in Super Rugby, but mainly the Crusaders. We see it with the All Blacks often winning games without ball in hand. It's become a key part of playing. Something that, yes, maybe World Rugby needs to look at, like why is that? Why is it the defending team is having more of an advantage in some regards and the attacking team isn't? It's very interesting, but at the moment that is taking the rules and winning a World Cup is very impressive. I want to move on to kind of what Rassie said at the end to close this off and to say thank you to South Africa. Rassie in his press conference said something very interesting about how to handle pressure. He took it, quoted from a book, I don't have the book's title here, but I'll put it in the link below, of how he got the team to do it and build this unit to be able to handle pressure and handle the situation of a World Cup. And yeah, I mean, it's beautiful. Fun fact, again, since the World Cup's been around, South Africa has had the World Cup when the British and Irish Lions come to South Africa. It's a nice little continuation also, quite fun. But yes, the amazing quote is, pressure is not being able to put food on your table. Pressure is not being able to find a job. Pressure is having a loved one dying or murdered or whatever. Pressure is not playing rugby. Rugby is a privilege. It's a privilege to be able to give people hope, to inspire people. And I think that is such a beautiful quote to take into everybody's lives. So I want to close out this World Cup by just saying, don't let the pressures of life get to you. Understand that they are privileges to overcome. They are privileges that you could overcome to better your life, better your family's life, and maybe better somebody else's life that you don't even know. So take that into your lives. I have some amazing things planned for the channel going forward. Content's not slowing down, don't worry. I have Fruit of Prayer planned to coming onto the channel to chat a little bit. Obviously, Don from Unbiased Rugby will join me. Haka Time is coming I think in 2 weeks' time, also to give us a little bit of Pacific Island opinion of the World Cup and opinion of the ways going forward for teams. So there's a lot of great content. So please join me and subscribe and follow us on this journey. I've also got some Bulls players prepared to talk about Super Rugby next year. So yeah, it's going to be an amazing time. Please let me know if there's anything else you want to cover, if there's a format change you want to look at and those kind of things. But yes, I'm going to finish off with a nice little slideshow of the Champions Tour for the Springboks. Pictures I've collected of the tournament, and I've taken myself some of them. enjoy, and yeah, just share the joy we face as Africans. If you're not a South African fan, I understand that it's frustrating, but share in our joy and we will share yours when you succeed. Thanks guys, enjoy the slideshow.